Hey, Street Fighters, welcome to the show. We're taking your calls. That's right, Sunday night call-in show, Street Fight. The number to dial, as always, is 614-655-3887. And if you're in the 614 area code, you can listen to us on WCRS LP FM here in Columbus, Ohio. We are the best community radio in the entire flat earth. You can find us on 92.7 FM if you're inside 270 Outer Belt, and follow on social media, like the page, do all that stuff too. There's a lot of great content and lots of good shows on WCRS right now. They've been doing a great job of finding new hosts and shows and bringing them to you. So WCRSFM.org to find more of that. My name is Brett. My co-host is Brian. We're here as always. We want to hear about work. We want to hear about dare officers. We want to hear about Bigfoots and cryptids. We want to hear about ghosts,
union
goblins
stuff right now. Union stuff right now.
Oh yeah,
right?
Lots of union. Yeah, if you have union info, it's happening everywhere. It's hard to keep track of, really.
John Deere, baby.
Yeah,
IATSE, but I think that's the whole thing still going on from what I can see. It didn't. I think what they say that like the concession was 12-hour work days.
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck, dude, what is with TV, man?
Yeah.
Why is it so important? Why is it so important to work 12 hours on a TV show? It's a TV show.
Yeah. I mean, but people can't live without content. I mean, people like content more than real life.
Well, I got a great place to get content, and that is patreon.com/streetfightradio. There's hours and hours of content, and nobody worked 60 hours to get there. I may have listened to 60 hours a week of bullshit. You know what I'm listening to?
What's that?
We give these people a little free preview of Friday. Every appearance by Hulk Hogan on the Bubba the Love Spud show. And buddy, let me tell you. Well, first of all, I have not cut out yet him saying the N-word, which he says on almost every appearance.
Really?
I swear to fucking God, dude. Mongo_ebooks. I cut audio for him. I cut it for me and then didn't use it. And I was like, you can post it if you want. So go to his Twitter. He posted it. Hulk Hogan using the hard R. He said the hard R. And then I listened to his son use the hard R today. And then I listened to him use the F slur. And then I listened to him, he's talking on the phone with this woman about going to work.
Yeah.
Or he needs to talk to her. He's like, I need to talk to you on Monday. She's like, we're off on Monday. And he goes, why are you off on Monday? And she was like, it's Martin Luther King Day. And he's like, please. It's just like, man, Hulk Hogan hates black people. He really does. He like a real problem. Man.
Yeah, big time racist.
He is so racist. When people are like, oh, he was just, that's just the way people talk. Right? Yeah. And it's like, he seems like he talked about it a lot. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna sit around and say I never said a slur in my life, but holy macaroni.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you have a friend that gave you that pass, it doesn't mean you go on the fucking radio.
It's crazy.
Like if you have a friend from the 70s or something. Yeah.
But what the funny stuff, some of the funny stuff also is just like having Hulk Hogan say stuff like, Bubba, I think you're really great. You're my best friend. I know you'd never do anything to hurt me.
God, knowing what's coming.
It fucking rules, man. I played him giving Bubba's, I clipped him giving Bubba's best man speech at his wedding, where he's like, I don't trust anybody, but I trust you with my kids.
Hulk Hogan.
I swear to God. It's so good. There's something really cool about like being in the future and then being able to go back and listen to full on like fucking Trapped in Amber, like the Mosquito in Jurassic Park takes, where you're just like, oh man.
That was wrong.
You should have said that, my dude. I mean, on the radio, though, I would say even in 2006, using the N-word on the radio was like highly frowned upon.
I don't think that was okay at all. That wasn't okay when I was that age. No.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll let them slide for like, and let me be clear, it still fucking sucks, but like for homophobic stuff, like shit was just like super homophobic at that time, so you get why people felt okay saying these things. I'm not like making excuses for them, it's just you get why, but the N-word is just like, dude, come on, man, yeesh. So yeah, that's coming this Friday on the Patreon.
You gotta pay money to hear the Hulkster.
But yeah, man, like, I don't understand what the thing is that on a TV or movie set, right, that you need to be there for 12 hours a day. I don't understand why that is the job where you have to be there for 12, 16, 18 hours in a day. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, and well, I guess maybe days spent filming is what they're going after. Because I was thinking it would be hours worked, but if you worked 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, I mean, they'd have to pay the same amount as, 12-hour days.
Yeah.
For however long it's equal to. I don't know. I didn't even think that was allowed. I don't think that should even be okay. Like double-digit shifts are not even acceptable. And it's even also like medical people do it too. Yes. They have those people work 24 hours straight, and then like on 23 hours, like they come into your room and they're supposed to help you out. Like how?
Is that the fireman thing too? Firefighter thing?
Yes, yeah.
Too? Like they work, like they stay at the place all day.
Yeah.
And supposedly like are working the whole time. You always hear like when the firefighters are at the fire station, they're like, they're not just fucking laying around or grab assing or fucking around. They're like washing the truck and the equipment and stuff like that.
I knew a firefighter. One of my friend's parents was a firefighter, so I knew they did jack shit.
Yeah.
They just ate sloppy joes and played cards all day.
Why can't they get good food at the fire department, though?
They don't want it. Those people, they wouldn't want it. Their idea of good food is not the same.
You gotta put a little. I think I could fucking jazz up a sloppy Joe. I'm using jazz up a lot about food now because I noticed that like when me and my wife get fast food, or even when we order like an Uber Eats or something like that, she gets it and she never likes it ever, like any of it ever. And she's she's never liked food we've ordered. I've never felt like ever. We've had dinner and she was like, this is good. She's always like fucking holding she gets a sandwich. She's always like holding the bread up with her finger, like giving it a look. Same with my daughter. Like I got a place yesterday that they love that we have gotten over and over again. The whole time we're eating, my daughter's like, the noodles are all stuck together. This sucks. And my wife was like, this isn't good as the first time. And it's just like, I feel like she never likes it. But now I've noticed that like when we get food, especially fast food, she goes into the kitchen and she comes out and she's like, I just jazzed it up a little bit, threw a little avocado and some. And I kind of feel like that's a winner's attitude. That's kind of a winner's attitude because I would just eat it and be like, this is shitty, man. I would just eat the whole thing. Never jazz something up.
My term is doctor it.
Oh.
Erica would always be like, how the fuck is this pizza so good? It's a frozen pizza. And I'm like, I doctored the fuck out of it. I grabbed like all of the best ingredients to put on top of it. I seasoned the fuck out of it because it tastes horrible if you just put a fucking frozen pizza in the oven and try to eat it.
Yeah, you got to jazz that shit up. We got a tuna sandwich at Potbelly's. She wanted a tuna sandwich. And then she's like...
They got jazzy stuff at Potbelly's?
That's what I said.
There's enough jazzy stuff there. I mean...
There's a problem here. Because this is something that like a lot of food places do, too. When you order online, which I ordered online on the Potbelly's website, not on Uber Eats. This is not a mistake between two apps. This is one app I'm dealing with. Because we picked it up, right?
Okay.
Because I had to get french fries first. So I went over to McDonald's and got the french fries and drove over to the Potbelly's to pick up the Potbelly's and went home. Had a good meal for myself.
Yeah. Maybe in the future that would be like the Dory Locos. Like if sub shops were like, we have fries from the place you like though. Like we have sandwiches, but we have fries that you want too.
That'd be fucking great, man. That would solve all my problems because sub places are always like, eat some chips, and I'm like, get out of here. That's not dinner.
One doctor up move. Take the chips, put them on the sub.
Yeah.
That
then you only got one thing, no sides. It's all one thing.
I don't eat sides.
I love sides. So the picture on the website was a tuna sandwich with lettuce and tomato on it. And then she got it. There's no lettuce, no tomato on it.
Oh.
And I think she probably had to add the lettuce and tomato on the ordering thing, but she didn't do that because the picture had lettuce and tomato on it.
Not enough.
It happens all the time, man. The picture looks one way and then you order it and it gets there and you're like, well, where's all the stuff from the picture? Like, you can't put a picture of a lettuce and tomato on a sandwich and then give you the sandwich and it doesn't have the lettuce and tomato on it. That's fucked up.
You know, one of my biggest gripes is picky eaters, and like a little bit of a thing that pisses me off is when I go to restaurants and order something. They're like, do you want everything on it? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking ordered it. It's like, because they're so used to people like, I don't want onions. I don't like olives. I want the sauce on the side. It's like, just eat what they make or go somewhere else where they make what you like.
Yes.
Stop taking shit off of it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I mean, I am...
But if they just show you lettuce and tomato, like, yeah, that's what I want. One of those. Put it in my cart.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a no mayo guy, like, so I got to be a picky eater. Because if mayo touches my food, I can't eat it at all. So... You know.
Yeah, I think I'm on strike from eating with your family, actually. I think I'm going to wait for a while and let it cool off.
No mayo. Well, I mean, we yeah.
You have a lot of weird rules, and you have a horrible triangle of, like, differing opinions on food. Like, all three of you are looking in opposite directions on what would make you happy for food.
Sometimes
I can't fucking work with it.
Sometimes we eat at 3 different places.
Oh, see, and that drives me nuts too. That makes me want to break a chair.
Yeah, that's the family though, man. That's when you got a teenager in the house, they can go get their own shit. That's
Everybody's special babies.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. My daughter is my special baby.
And you're a special baby?
And I am a special baby. We all got the same thing last night, and when I ordered the food and I told them I got something from the same place they got, they're like, oh. They like got all happy about it because I didn't go get a cheeseburger.
Yeah, they're like, we're bonding.
So then fucking later on, tonight, I get there and my wife's making soup. And she goes, I was like, yo, man, it smells good because I thought they were making pasta, and garlic bread. It sounded so good. And they were like, oh, we're making soup. And I was like, ah. She's like, order yourself something. And I said, I'll just eat this. Like, as in that way. Like, oh, fine. I'll eat this soup.
It's cruel.
And then she was like, well, you get your own food. I can make you some grilled cheese. And then cook you up some French fries. And so she made me French fries and grilled cheese, and then they had grilled cheese and soup. Mm-hmm. So we did all. They had the same thing.
Yeah.
They like soup. I'm not like. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're too masculine to eat soup.
Yeah. That's what I got into that yesterday. Did you see that on Twitter yesterday?
No.
My mom is a fucking crazy person. For people that don't know my mom, she is, and I'm serious, and I know I sound like an 80s comedian being like, oh, my mother's crazy, but like, for real, everyone in the world who's ever met my mother agrees.
Well, I think the way she treated you is also the only evidence, really.
Yeah, she's wild. She's just wild. Her birthday was Saturday, and my daughter and my wife went over and dropped off some flowers and a gift card to her. And, they said she kept them there talking, like, she doesn't stop. And she goes like this. She was like, I was talking to your dad on the phone yesterday, and I was talking about how you're getting older, and I could tell he was getting emotional on the other side of the phone. And I was like, they started to tell me about it, and I was like, I can promise you I wasn't getting emotional. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting emotional at all. Because I think it's fucked up to do that to teenagers or to kids. Because really, the thing you should want when you have a kid is to watch the cycle of their life. This goes up, and I'm a different person when I'm 3. I'm a different person when I'm 6. You know what I mean? As they go up, you get to see a different person, a different side of a person. Then you also get to a point where you get your life back and you have a new perspective on what your life can be and what things are and shit. Like, I think that's all like really fucking cool. But I posted the first part without saying that. And people were like, oh, I guess you're too much of a man to cry. And I'm like, I don't cry very much, but like, it wasn't that. It really is like, I've enjoyed every part of my daughter's life except for the first 3 years. Did not like that part.
That's why you can't cry. You're like, she didn't play a perfect game.
That first 3 years, man, I can't imagine how anybody enjoys that first 3 years.
It was good. It was like Tamagotchi stuff.
It was so hard. That thing screams all the time, and like I hated being tied to this person.
Oh, I mean,
constantly. And as they get older, you kind of get a little more space too. You get to the point where I'm at now, where you don't have to do shit for them.
Yeah, it always cracks me up because I notice it now when I'm anywhere and I see someone that has like a 2 to 3 year old kid and they are just like in a half squat, just walking with like their arms out and like they can't do anything except for just kind of make sure the kid doesn't jump into a sewer or pick up something and eat it or cut themselves. And you spend a whole year. You're like, you go to do stuff, but you're actually just like waddling around for like 90 minutes chasing after a kid.
Handling the goddamn kid. Yeah, the whole time you're just handling the goddamn, hey, don't run. I had to go to Walmart to pick something up recently, and there was a kid just throwing a fit. And I could see the people around me getting like super mad about it, and me and my wife are just cracking up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, dragging that kid out of the fucking store by the arm as they slide across the fucking floor.
Yeah, go there.
Because they just decided out of nowhere to be crazy in a store. It's crazy. But I did not get emotional.
You could get emotional though if you think about the transition of her life and what it means now. I mean, that's still an available option.
No, I like it. I'm not gonna cry.
It's not sad though. Like it can be out of joy.
Yeah, joy is good. She was saying I was crying. And she said I was holding back tears, and I was like, I was not holding back tears. Because she was saying you were so much better when you were 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like you're saying to a kid when you say something like that.
No.
That's what it feels like, though. It sounds like to me.
It's like every horn is honking at you.
What do you mean?
Like everything's an attack on you.
Not that on them is what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, if I was to cry because my daughter is 17, it feels like I'm saying, I wish you were still 4. Like, it would be better if you were younger. You're not as good now because you're 17. That's what I think.
F on the book report. You got it wrong. You're an F student still.
I just don't wish she was that big. I don't wish she was like baby anymore is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And you shouldn't wish for them to be younger because it makes it feel like it's less important where they're at now.
Here's the thing. If you like take like a lot of acid or drugs or something and you stand still and like 5 minutes passes in your mind and you're just cycling through like 8 years of your kid's life and like all the crazy shit that has happened and like how monumental it is, all the places all the things you've done in that time. Mm-hmm. It's a good reason to cry.
I'm going to try to cry. I'm going to spend the next 3 days before me and Brett come in on Wednesday. I'm going to fucking try and give myself a good cry. You know, I thought
you did it all the time. You just say you used to walk in all the time. You just be bursting out into tears.
That's the wrong kind of crying.
Oh.
That is fucking...
a cry for help?
I don't know what that is. That is like an involuntary reaction to nothing. Because that's why it like disturbs me quite a bit, is because it's just like I don't even know why this is happening.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is depression. So
right.
Let's see what these motherfuckers want to talk about tonight. How's that sound?
Yeah. All these motherfuckers.
You want to hear about this shirt? You want to hear about this shirt I just saw on online?
Sure.
That Patriot Takes is selling.
What's Patriot Takes?
It's a Twitter page of
that
takes
posts
for patriots.
Okay.
Shirt says unvaccinated and ready to talk politics at Thanksgiving and has a turkey on it. You imagine somebody shows up wearing that shirt to Thanksgiving? I'll tell you where that's not going to happen, at Caviar Thanksgiving. No, everybody's vaccinated at Caviar Thanksgiving.
You have to be vaccinated to get caviar.
Yeah. Caviar Thanksgiving, everybody gets vaxxed, and if you talk politics, they're all on the same side.
We don't use Velveeta in the mac and cheese either, so fuck off.
Nope, you gotta fucking use the expensive cheese. You gotta go to the Murray's cheese inside the Kroger.
It's gonna be Gruyere. There's gonna be a hint of Gruyere in there.
Yeah, there's gonna be fucking onions in there. There's gonna be onions in that mac and cheese, which that was a mistake, but you know, it's fine. Onions.
Yeah, mac and onions was. You know,
it was a mistake.
It was a try. I mean, you got to try it.
There's too many onions was the issue. It wasn't like
a wee bit of onions is nice.
Yeah, it would have been fine to have a few onions. It seemed like it was 3 onions in that thing.
Yeah,
like it was so every bite had 4 onions in it.
You ever see like those videos of the taco truck guys that just take like an onion and go and just start just fucking shredding onions?
Yeah. Sometimes you just fucking think like.
Oh, I know. Onions hit. Like, when they're, like, you can eat... I mean, I get onion fucking pierogies, dude. Like, it's just... I love them. But then they're like, oh, yuck. Yeah. No, not right now. This was not what I wanted.
Too many onions. You can put onions in anything else, not the mac and cheese.
A little bit of onion powder, maybe?
That works. Or those crispy onions. I love those fucking
Oh, fuck yeah.
God damn. That's why the barbecue bacon cheeseburger, the Western burger, is just my favorite thing. Like, that's... I think, like... If I was on death row, it would be 2 Western cheeseburgers and fries and a motherfucking huge Diet Pepsi.
Okay.
If I was on death row, because, man, you get the...
Not you'd go diet on death row, even.
You
don't want to take the calories with you to hell?
I gotta tell you, I love aspartame. It's just one of my favorite flavors, man.
I'm drinking a Diet 7-Up right now. And when people are like, it gives you that, like... taste, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I like. That's what I'm doing when I'm drinking flavor. It. I'm going.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm like a sommelier. I get so mad when they change it to 0 calories because then they get rid of the aspartame taste, and I'm like, what are you fucking doing? I've been buying this shit forever. I'll take the cancer. Yeah. I like the aspartame. God,
just put like a warning, like cigarettes on it or something.
Yeah, and then I'll still drink it.
All right. I know who this is. Good buddy Sam Knight. Thanks for calling Street Fight. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Brett. How's it going?
Doing well. Getting it started right.
I'm here too.
Hey, Brian. Sorry, didn't mean to ignore you there.
It's okay. It's all right. I would have ignored me too. What's up, Sam?
So I'm calling in tonight. I feel like I have a problem that is tailor-made for the show. So I have this neighbor who has been, the past few weekends, he's just been blasting loud music constantly, like for hours on end.
Wow.
Which, you know, is problematic enough.
And
I'm
then on top of that,
he's a cop.
Yeah, that's the problem, though.
Sure.
That's where the problem comes in because, I'm guilty of playing loud shit, too, but I'm not a cop. Nobody can be like, bro, you're playing loud stuff.
That's true.
What is he playing?
Is it? Yeah.
Okay, I've been the loud guy before. Like, I'm not saying I haven't been the loud guy before. But I went over there to try to, plead my case and talk to him about it.
Whoa.
And he was just as big of an asshole as you can imagine.
Yeah, he's a cop, man. They're allowed. They're some of the only people allowed to be an asshole out there. You know,
He's got the thin blue line behind him.
there's like 3 types of people that can be assholes, and that's cops, podcasters, and troops.
And nurses too.
No, because people yell at nurses all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what he's playing? Like, I'm just curious about what he's playing.
So, I mean, the music that he's playing isn't like all that. It's not bad.
It's DC hardcore.
You know, he's playing a lot of like hip hop and go-go and stuff, which is fine. But it's just like fucking 8 hours, super loud, like incredibly loud. Like there was no escape.
Is this outside or inside the house?
Outside.
Okay. See, yeah, I don't
playing
go
it in
there.
his backyard.
Yeah, I don't go there. That's too much. I mean, especially if someone says something, like, you just got to do it. I've thought about checking in with my neighbors actually recently because of how loud I realize I am sometimes at very odd hours. But I would never put on my fucking stereo outside and blare it all day.
Is it so loud that you can hear it with the windows shut?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
In fact, we shut all the windows. You know, we had the windows open. It's been pretty nice weather down here, and we shut all the windows in the house when this started, and it was like it seeped through. I mean, seeped through. It did more than seep through. You know. It kind of felt like, you know, remember the stories about like the Guantanamo torture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't mean to, I don't.
Because I got to tell you, like, so my neighbors, I have some really wild neighbors, especially for where I live. Like, we have one neighbor called the Coke Neighbors, and they fight 3 times a week outside. And then our next door neighbors are like kind of young guys that party, and they'll take their TV outside. They're not partying, by the way. I was going to say partying, but they take their TV outside and watch Marvel movies. But like, yeah, I can't think of anything less cool than taking your TV outside, lighting a bonfire, and watching fucking Ant-Man. But, so they do that. And, then there's neighbors on the other side that also, they party all the time, right?
Yeah.
And my daughter...
You have a TV in the garage neighbor, too.
Yes. And my daughter, like, freaks out about it because her bedroom faces the backyard.
Uh-huh.
So, like, basically, if these guys are out doing their fucking thing, she's gonna hear them. And, you know, I told her you gotta close your windows. You can't be mad because they're fucking living their lives outside. But if you close the fucking windows and you can still hear it inside, that's a no-no. That's no way to treat your neighbors. But he's a cop too. So it's almost like you would have to find his superior. I think there's nothing really you can do besides call maybe the landlord, maybe.
And if you call the police to file a report, they're going to ask for your information, and the guy's going to literally have your fucking information, and then you do not want to be in that situation.
I know.
We were thinking about like calling our city council member, who's already like the best city council member, you know, on the city council, who was like endorsed by DSA, and DSA, the chapter here, did a lot of canvassing for her.
Yeah.
What did the guy say?
Like,
you know, where her
fucking
constituent
roll up on his ass. Sorry,
Sam. What did he say to you?
Parody redacted. What's that?
What did he say to you? I'm really curious of like how, because so you go over there and you're like, hey dude, your music's really loud all day. Can you give me a little break? And then how does he respond to you?
So I went over there and like I'm like standing in the alley, like basically like waving over, and he comes over, and like we're like standing like 5 or 6 feet away, and I can barely hear him, and he can probably barely hear me, and I doubt he's vaccinated because he's a fucking cop, so there's that too. And so I just say, hey, listen, can you turn it down, please? Like it's incredibly loud. And he just gets real indignant. He's like, I've never heard a complaint before. And I'm like, there's no respite for us. We're in the house. We can hear it constantly. Can you please turn it down? And he just sort of says like, you know, just sort of like, I mean, I may have like, you know, I was polite, but I was fuming inside. So maybe I don't remember the conversation that well, but basically it ends with him turning around and not turning down the music whatsoever.
I like that he says I never heard a complaint before, where you could be like, well, now you're hearing one. This is the first one.
Yeah, that is like a crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's like there has to be a first one. Like that's just how it's gonna come out of nowhere. One day you're gonna be rocking in your backyard, drinking a case of Miller's after 7 hours of music, and it's just gonna come out of nowhere. Someone's gonna say, "I don't want to listen to your fucking shit all day."
I was about to be like, you know, I was about to say, is this in your law enforcement training that when someone complains to you, like you say, like, well, I'd never heard this complaint before, so I'm just gonna keep on going, you know, with my day. I mean, it was ludicrous.
I wonder if he's talking on the phone to like a Joe Rogan type podcast and saying, my pussy neighbor came over to the house and told me to turn down my music.
He might very well be, or posting on, you know, like Stormfront or whatever.
Over on Parlor.
Yeah.
My fucking neighbor.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that does suck though, because it is like, what do you fucking do? There's like really nowhere to go when it's a cop. Like,
city council's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would go to city council, but you also have to be prepared for him to know it's you anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're the only...
Yeah.
But you're apparently the only complaint he's ever heard.
Well, because nobody else... Because everybody else is too defeated to confront a cop. Why would you ever... What's the point of confronting a cop? They're fucking assholes that do what they want. You know? It's like, I mean, I applaud you for doing it, but like anybody else, it's like, fuck, he can do what he wants.
I'm kind of hoping, like, you know, maybe like, you know, because they had some people over in the backyard, so I'm kind of hoping like maybe like the next time they're planning on doing a get together, like, oh, we can't do this because of my dickhead neighbor or whatever.
That's true.
And so maybe that will be it. I mean, they obviously partied late into the night, and it was awful.
What if
I'm kind of hoping that might be it.
What if that could be it. And I'll say this too, because I have been the bad neighbor for sure a bunch of times, right? And maybe if it's getting out of hand again the next time, maybe you just like walk outside and kind of let him see you. Because then he'll be like, my fucking neighbor,
this guy,
causing fucking problems again. I gotta turn the music down.
Heavy eye contact.
Yeah. Because I've been that guy.
I was also thinking. Yeah, I mean, I've been that guy too. But like, you know, when my neighbors would talk to me about it, I would just like roll my eyes and be like, okay, let's go inside, everyone. You know, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
That was obviously not the case here. I was thinking one possible solution would be to like borrow some friend's sound system and play like, you know, play a bunch of music myself, like all anti-cop, you know, like 187 on an undercover cop, Cop Killer,
Millions
Fuck
of
the
Dead
Police,
Cops, the band.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing actually. I was thinking like you could just go into a sound war. It's a petty way, but you can also be very targeted with that music.
But he's also gonna... I mean, he is a different kind of guy than Sam. Although, here's the thing. He can't really do anything to you. I don't think. Like, I don't think maybe he can't like beat you up. I don't think he can beat you up. Like, I'm fairly certain that if he beats you up, he's gonna get in some kind of fucking trouble, or at least he might be convinced that he's gonna get.
They secretly kill activists. They secretly kill activists. They don't beat up their neighbors. Is that what you think?
I think when they're like, yeah, that's a good point. I never fucking know how to. I don't. This is like that fucking Lethal Weapon 2 guy with diplomatic immunity. Like, I don't know what to do to this guy other than play loud music back at him, but you don't want to fucking be the loud music guy in the neighborhood playing it outside. It sucks that it's outside. It pisses me off so much that it's a speaker outside in a residential urban neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, for inside noise, it's like tough titties. Like, that's what you get. That's what it's going to be. But, like, if you're outside blasting shit and someone... It's just, I mean, they're indecent, gross fucking humans, and I don't know. I don't know what I can't make any sense of it.
I know. It just feels
like, you know, it's a tough problem, and we're kind of hoping that, you know, maybe last night was the last night that it happens.
Yeah.
But also like.
Sam,
we used to talk to our city council member.
We did talk about that on Street Fight a lot before. We used to say that, like, you don't have to win a fight with anybody. You just have to make it a pain in the ass to say what they do or believe what they do or act how they want. So we were always like, your grandpa's not going to stop being racist. But if you argue every single time, he's going to be like, oh, I can't make my jokes because my niece is around. You know, it's the same way, like, he might, like, he got to mistreat you in the moment. He got to feel like, you know, he punked your ass, but it could be like, fuck, this guy's gonna fucking complain again. You know, I'm gonna have to deal with this asshole again if I do this.
Can I ask you this? Because somebody did mention this in the chat. Do you have like yard signs? Do you have like any indication that you're like a leftist type? Like, do you have any indication outside of your house that you're like, even like a BLM sign that like he could think that you're anti-cop?
You don't have a hate has no home here yard sign, Sam? I'm disappointed.
I have one of those in this house. We believe we have no outward signs. I mean, like, we've had friends in the backyard, like, sort of talking about socialism and stuff, but I don't think it was ever really that loud where even our next door neighbors could hear.
Okay.
I really doubt that. Yeah, I don't think he's targeting us per se. I think he's blasting music. The whole neighborhood can hear it.
People gotta be mad.
Yeah, and we were planning on talking to some of the other neighbors, because especially after he pulled that, well, you're the only person to complain card. Which I sincerely doubt we're the only people that pissed off, because, you know, like I said, it was blaring. And there are a lot of families on this block, so.
True. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the other thing people in the chat were saying, is try to organize the neighbors to kind of figure out, because that makes it sound like I'm like, get a crew together and go over there and just whip his ass.
Get a bunch of motorcycles to drive by his house, swinging chains and like throw them against the ground so they throw sparks up.
But I'm saying that if you can talk to the other neighbors and get them to sign on to something or some fucking shit like that, and then do the city council thing, I think you would have. I mean, they'd have to shut them up. You know, you got to do what I did and make your neighbor so miserable that they move. Because when I first moved into my apartment, I had a neighbor that hated my guts.
Yeah.
And I basically made him so miserable he moved.
You won the war.
Yeah.
So it gets even better, because not only is he a cop, he's a house flipping cop, because he bought a house a few houses down from him, and now he's flipping it. Oh. And we suspect that he absolutely does not have any of the construction permits that he needs to do all the work that he's been doing. Obviously, we need to do a little more research, but if we wanted to make ourselves more of a nuisance, we absolutely could. I'm almost certain of that, and we that is not beneath us. We have not ruled that out.
I'd be into that. Because there's just like, people laughed at me because I said call the landlord. It's just that I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who you call about something like this, but that it is a dumb thing to say call the landlord, because the landlord's going to be like, well, he's a cop. I'm not going to fuck with him.
Okay.
And, there's nobody to really
he
call.
He doesn't have a landlord. He's a homeowner too. So there's that.
So I have a sneaky way to do this without too much confrontation that could maybe push things in your favor. Get friends of yours to write notes that say, hey, I live down the street. So all the handwriting is different. Hey, I live down the street. The music was a little much. Can you keep it down on the weekends, or can we not do it for 8 hours? Leave one of those every time he plays music, and it'll look like it's coming from everybody in the neighborhood. Do it on different paper. Do it on a napkin. Do it on stationery. Do it on a fucking business card.
I'll mail you one, Sam.
I appreciate that. That's not a
Anytime.
bad idea.
Yeah. We got your back, I think. I hope. Well, Sam, it's really good to talk to you. Hopefully we get to see you soon.
Eventually,
yeah. Maybe, once they stick a fucking needle in this in Charlotte, we're ready to fucking roll. And it would be great to see you, Sam. And it's good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, great to talk to you too as well. And I'm glad you could help, me sort through this mess. And like I said, I don't know who else I would like to bring this problem to other than you two, because it's right up your alley.
Appreciate it.
For sure. Yeah, we're always here to help. I don't know. It seems like a tough one, but good luck, Sam.
Yeah, we want to get updates. We want to update.
We need
sure.
updates.
Yeah, we do need an update.
All right. I definitely will keep you posted.
All right. Peace out.
Peace, dude.
If you're looking for a news show to add to your podcast feed, District Sentinel is one of the best because it's short. Like, people always want to do hour podcasts, and I'm like, how about you update me and be done with it?
If it's news, I want it to be 15 minutes. I don't want it to be an hour.
Yeah, District Sentinel delivers on all of that. They're in Washington. They get into all the weird shit that you don't hear about. It's not the same news stories everybody's talking about. Sam and Sam, lifelong friends of ours, and will continue to be so. Please support them as you would support anybody else that we love and respect. Mm-hmm. And because we hung out in like pajamas and went on tour.
Yeah.
It's like blood brothers shit.
Had a good time, yeah.
All right, who do we got here? Oh, this is a good one. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Goblin. A couple weeks ago, I called from the Appalachian Trail, and now I'm finished.
Wow! Congratulations,
Damn.
Goblin.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Good time to be done, too, because it's starting to, it's fall time. Which
Timed it
is
right.
the time of the year I don't like.
Yeah, but you get to walk through all the mountains with the leaves turning. It was pretty. I think it was a good time to close out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when the leaves are turning and stuff. That seems like it's okay. My thing is like, I hate how it's like kind of hot during the day and then really cold at night. So you can't ever put on the right clothes to be outside. And that's what I dislike.
I mean, I got to wear like 6 different articles of clothing throughout the day. Like, my clothing chair is like overwhelmed. It's bursting because it's like, fucking sweater in the morning and a jacket, or a t-shirt in the afternoon and then a jacket at night. It's all fucked up.
It looks like Hassan did a raid on us.
No, really?
I mean, it's fine, yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Hassan people, what's up?
I had no idea.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, everyone? Y'all are just hearing me talk about shitting in the woods for 5 months.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to shit in the woods? There's not like a...
Hassan, send me your ugly clothes.
Hassan has ugly clothes?
Like the most expensive, best ugly clothes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I guess like... What was I thinking? So you really do have to shit outside on the Appalachian Trail, and you probably got to bury it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't
Well,
just leave it
a
sitting
lot of
there.
the campsites do. A lot of the campsites do have little outhouses, but yeah, there are some points where you got to get out the trowel and dig a little hole.
Oh man. So how do you feel about it? Was it cool? Is it like, how many days did it take you to do the Appalachian Trail?
Well, I started on May 1st, started on May Day, and finished yesterday. So I don't know how many days that is, but that's about 5.5 months. So 150, 160.
Would it cost you to do something like that? Just a question. I know that's like a tough question, but what's it cost to do something like that?
It really depends on how much, because some folks will just go with no budgets, like they will stay in a hotel or hostel room any night that they can. And some folks are try and pinch a little bit. I think I was somewhere in between.
Okay.
I mean, it was like a couple $1,000s over the course of 5 months, which is a lot, but also not much, all things considered.
Nice. Okay.
Wait, how much?
I mean, I guess like
$5,000?
shoot, I've actually been keeping track of it. I have the exact number. I think it was less than somewhere between like 4K and 5K.
Oh yeah, I spent
Over
a
the
lot
course of
more
5
than
months.
that. I spent a lot more than that over the last over summer.
That's
I
true.
spent way more. My lifestyle costs like 1 billion times more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would probably need like $9,000 to do it.
Right, because you would be
And
sleeping in
hotels and things like that,
hotels.
No 5-star hotels on that route.
He would be like, there's a Hilton if we walk like 25 miles this way, just into town. And then in town, we can go stay at that Hilton.
Yeah, yeah.
You can hitchhike in.
I Yelped a restaurant that's 30 miles outside of the trail. So,
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah,
They
we
got
gotta go.
burgers. They do Western burgers.
They have a great Western burger, Wagyu beef. They have Wagyu beef.
Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is great.
That's a good question. Did you trip at all on the trail?
Trip as in literally fall down, or trip as in take drugs?
Bring mushrooms, bring acid, bring Molly, something fun.
No, that's not really my thing.
Okay.
Are there drugs on the trail though? That's a good question. Like, is there like
there for sure are. There for sure are if you know where to look.
Ooh,
Bro, we gotta walk the Appalachian
I
Trail.
know. We just stop for a day and sell shrooms to everybody.
Yeah.
Shroom capsules, just tiny amounts.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people like
it
a
is-
lot.
Oh, I sell a lot too.
So it is weird the kind of characters that come in and out. Like some of them for worse. Actually, a few weeks ago, y'all probably know a little bit about that guy, Brian Laundrie, who murdered the girl in a van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm against him.
Very brave stance for you to take.
This is my opinion. I think he's bad.
So, when I was in the Great Smoky Mountains, which is in the Tennessee, North Carolina area, I stayed at a campsite with some dude who had seen him.
Really? On the
So
trail?
1 degree of separation. Yeah, he was not far from where I was.
Like during the running
And
period?
so this guy, yeah. So this guy saw him, like up at Davenport Gap, which is the north end of the Smokies. And as I'm just sitting, I'm doing my normal like nighttime camp things, like I'm cooking my food and doing chores, and all of a sudden this guy is getting a phone call from, I shit you not, he's getting a phone call from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Really?
Yeah, which even if I were that person and I knew and I had already established, yes, I have intel and the news has already contacted me, if I got a fucking phone call from Dog the Bounty Hunter, I would assume it was a prank. like, fuck you, man. No, you're not.
Sure. Yes, it could be like one of those soundboards.
Right.
So what did he say to him?
I don't know. Just like told him everything that he saw.
Okay, he gave him the info.
Yeah, like
Dog's
it
heart is
wasn't.
in the right place. I don't think Dog is a good for. He's busting a lot of meth people or like people that are down on their luck and can't afford like a retainer and shit.
Right.
And like that's fucked up. But like I mean, if Dog wants to hunt on laundry, like that's fine with me. Like that's thumbs up, 2 thumbs up.
I thought about
I
hunting
mean,
laundry.
I think he's mostly just doing it for a show, but whatever.
Oh, he's for sure.
You're not
doing it
wrong.
For a show. He is for sure doing it for a show. So
Not even on here.
it's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Goblin, I appreciate you calling. Do you have like a site or anything that people can go to? Or anything
yeah. So my go-to thing for posting all the updates about trail, which I don't know what the hell I am doing with my life now that I'm done with this. Maybe I'll hike another trail, but I'll be up to fun stuff one way or another. So I mostly post on Instagram. It's at Mornin Hayes. Mornin is morning without the G, and Hays. It's my last name. Actually, I'll probably just type it into the chat for anyone who's up.
Well,
Yeah.
I
It'll show
appreciate
up in the
it.
chat in a bit.
Thanks for calling.
And also, I also have a blog. I've been blogging, like writing about my experiences on a website called The Trek, which is just like a blogging platform for other long distance hikers and whatnot.
All
So
right.
if you just go there and just search on the author's page for Goblin, you'll see my stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some more interesting things happen in the future. But this is
Sweet.
just
I mean,
one big
well-
thing to cross off the list.
Yeah, that's huge, and congratulations. It's really cool. And if you do, could you DM me the names of any drug dealers you did meet on that hike? And then if I decide to do it, then I can just get a hold of them very easily. And especially any that had pills. I'm kidding.
Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
That's our username on
Well,
TikTok.
I'll
Yeah, just
yeah,
if you run into a pill
I'll work
guy,
my
just send me a
contacts. I'll
They said they're not into it.
Well, thanks for calling, Goblin. Have a good night.
yeah, glad to talk to you.
Appreciate it.
Pills.
Yeah, thank you to all the Hassan people. Whenever people send money or subscribe or something, there's like a grating sound that plays, like coins dropping. Do you hear it?
I heard it once,
Oh, when you were gone, it was like over and over again.
but I gotta say this: that's fine with me. You know, if you can give me money, and if it's annoying, maybe only me and you can hear it.
Yeah, I have like a total audio meltdown. Like it just is like makes me feel crazy.
Well, I like it. I like money, so I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, some sounds don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Always, I was
I'm
joking
not asking
about
you to jerk off to it.
Hassan's clothes. That was a joke because everybody gives them shit, but like they just don't like swaggy people that do what they want. You know,
People hate swaggy people.
they
that's
just
for
get
sure.
so they're like, why don't you just wear plain Kohl's clothing? It's like I'm not you. I'm
I'm
not
getting
you.
into that though. I'm getting into that REI style. I think
Normcore?
this year. I think I'm going REI.
Bougie core,
Yeah, I'm gonna go
liberal core.
I'm gonna go the REI style 50% of the time, and then Brian's style the other 50% this year. I think
Okay.
I went with.
You're going for functional.
Yeah,
You're going for
flannels
okay.
and cargo pants, and I just like a nice cool. Like, I'm a fucking guy, dude. That,
I'm a guy, dude.
I eat venison or whatever
Okay.
they say. Yeah,
You're gonna tear off a piece of like salmon sausage for somebody and pass it around the fire.
Yeah.
That's what you could use your knife for, to cut a piece off.
I broke my knife. So,
Wow. Which knife is this?
Well,
This is an
I still
expensive
have a
habit.
knife that I let you use sometimes up in here. That knife I still have, the little silver one.
Why do you... Okay.
But I broke my switchblade.
Oh.
I gotta fucking buy another switchblade. You know, I almost bought one because they have a switchblade knife that's red and black, like Street Fight colors. Basically, the blade's red and the knife is black. The handle's black and it's a switchblade. And I was like, I should buy this. But then when I fucking looked at the name of the knife, it was called the Black Widow. And I think that means it's like a Marvel knife, and I don't want a Marvel knife. I just want a black and red knife.
No,
you know?
see, you need to do another women's studies course.
Why?
A Black Widow is a female serial killer. Like a Black Widow is a woman that marries people and then feeds them a little bit of poison every single day.
Oh, I know.
For like
that,
a whole
yeah.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are cool.
So it's maybe that Black Widow. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like a serial killer woman, Black Widow.
Yeah, I think
a
a
knife.
Black Widow,
You're
black
right.
and black
Yeah,
and
that's
red.
true.
And, you know,
She wears
Marvel's
white
big.
though. Did she wear white on the front of her fucking movie?
No, she's got a sister that wears white.
Oh,
the movie
good
has a
Lord.
sister. It's her and her sister, and then her sister's now the Black Widow.
Is there a White Widow?
It's a nice day for a white widow. I don't know. I don't remember her name. I only watched the movie once and I hated it.
Yeah, that's some dumb fucked shit to put a white suit on. The Black Widow cover has a literal fucking lady in a white suit. Like, what are you doing? How is this just like nonsense?
I gotta say this though, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, just as good as the first one. Just a wonderful fucking movie. Even like sitting in a car. Now I know for a fact my wife has not seen the first Venom, but I thought if I told her if I was like, hey, you haven't seen that one, then she wouldn't go to see Venom 2 with me.
To ruin your good time.
Yeah.
She didn't want you to see you standing up and doing punches and kicks and stuff. She
Yeah.
didn't want to see
So
you doing that.
I just let her believe that she'd seen it.
Oh.
Because she's just like, I've seen it. And I'm like, I don't think you have, man. Unless you watched it while I was working or something. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen Venom.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about that where I stopped taking... I announced publicly that I don't watch stuff anymore because I stopped taking credit for like skimming my phone and having it on in the background. Like I don't count that as seeing it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not it. If you sat through it, you didn't see it. Like you have to watch it.
Yeah, so she's like, I've seen it, Venom. And I'm like, I saw Venom.
Right.
Because me and Brett and the Chapo guys and Alex Keller went to see Venom together at the theater. My wife, I cannot imagine, chose to watch Venom when I wasn't around.
Yeah, she cut it on during the day while she was working, had it on in the background.
Yeah, so
Venom, okay, that's cute. That's interesting.
So we're watching this movie last night. We're about 10 minutes in, and she is just rolling laughing, just shaking with the laugh. She's like, I didn't know it was this silly. I know I've seen the first one, but I don't remember it being this silly. And I wanted to be like, I know you haven't seen the first one, but I want her to believe she saw the first one, and then she's happy, and then the next Venom that comes out, she'll be excited to go see it, you know?
Yeah, she's into it now.
It's a genius idea. I mean, then I started thinking about how, like, man, I could like convince myself that, like, if she can convince herself that she saw Venom, think of the things you could. I could quit seeing the Marvel movies and just be like, I already saw Shang-Chi. And I'd be happy about it.
No, I feel like I've seen a lot of stuff y'all talk about constantly, like all the time, and share GIFs and video and clips. Like, I've pieced together what Squid Games is by now.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't watched Squid Game because, like, I always want to watch stuff when people start watching it. But I feel like I don't want to see Squid Game for some reason.
What?
The translation thing. It's the translation thing.
You never give a fuck about that in your life before.
But if somebody didn't fucking tell me about it.
Yeah, don't let those fucking scolds do that.
They fucking told me the translations are wrong, and now I'm like, I'm watching the wrong movie if I watch
And those
this.
motherfuckers in Korea are watching American movies thinking that they talk like we talk, too. So it's the same both ways. It goes both ways.
All right. Maybe I'll start Squid Game this week.
They're
sometime.
watching Bruce Willis Die Hard, and he's saying some shit that makes no goddamn sense.
True. That's a good point. Thank you. Because I just felt like after I saw that, I was like, what am I going to sit and watch Squid Game?
This is a lie. This doesn't even honor the Korean culture in a way that represents their day-to-day lifestyle and the specific trials and tribulations they go through.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's a better thing to. I mean, you know what? I would prefer to just say that to like people that ask me if I've seen it. I would just rather say like, oh no, I would never because the translation is disgusting. Instead of sitting down for 40 hours and watching something, because I have no time for shows.
Yeah,
I'd rather just have a good reason to dismiss it.
Well, I'm really,
especially on political grounds, like I'm better than your ass ground.
Oh yeah, I love
like
that.
I care about Korean people. That's why I'm not watching it.
Yeah, no, I've been spending a lot of time like. I think I'm going to watch all of the 30 for 30s is my thing now.
Those are good, I hear.
They're fine.
Boys love them.
Some of them aren't that good, but some of them are good. I watched the one about the Buffalo Bills, and I had a fucking hell of a time watching that. It's called The Four Falls of the Bills, and it just like does a recap of the 4 seasons where they lost the Super Bowl. And I'm just cracking up, man. Like when they got to like the third time, I was just like, God damn. And then when they got there the 4th time, and people were like actually like, there were like guys on sports channels on the 4th time they were going to go that were like, we got to make a rule that the Bills can't go to the Super Bowl. Like they were hot about them going to the Super Bowl. It fucking is so funny, man. Like people hated that first year. People were like, oh, that's heartbreaking. You know, for you. Second year, they're like, that's tough, but you know, you have a fighting spirit. Third year, people were just like,
you do it. This. You have to do it on the third one. You have to prove yourselves eventually.
Yeah. And then it's like you start thinking about it and you're like, what isn't like they got placed in the Super Bowl? Like it's still a victory to go. I'm not trying to be a participation trophy guy, but they did get to the Super Bowl 4 times.
No, that counts. No, I'm into that. I'm participation trophy lifestyle. I mean, I'm into silver medals for sure. Bronze is fucking better than what most other losers are doing.
I would take a bronze medal.
I would take a bronze. I would fucking brag about it.
I would
just be like, what medal do you have again? You got a tinfoil one you made yourself? You got a Shrinky Dinks medal that your daughter gave you that says #1 dad? She lied to you.
Yeah. Oh, I would go. I'd wear, if I got an Olympic medal, I'd wear it. Like, I don't regularly wear it.
It's so weird when you see him at pawn shops when it's just like, even somebody that's like, if you were a defensive lineman that made it to the Super Bowl and you got a fucking ring, why would you ever... I'm not sentimental about most things, but like, that is something important to me. I don't know. I guess you can melt it down for silver and get drugs or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I just found out yesterday, I think the Bubba the Love Sponge has like rings that are basically Super Bowl rings made for his best friends. And now I want one.
That's tight.
I know.
That's
They're
good,
fake,
dude. That's
though.
a good dude.
They aren't. Well, the diamonds aren't real or anything.
I don't
it's
care.
Still, like kind of tight.
CZ is fine with me. They sparkle better.
He sent one to Howard Stern, and Howard Stern's like kind of making fun of it because I mean he's not a Super Bowl rings.
Well, he can't. Well, no, he can't agree that it's awesome.
He did say it's nice. He was like, it's very nice. It's so funny how white trash Bubba the Love Sponge is because Howard said, "Oh, this is really nice." And then the next email that Bubba sent to him and said, "Hey, those diamonds aren't real." Because he just didn't want him to think that the diamonds were real.
I'm still looking for a job, actually.
Yeah.
I'm still looking to be hired. I need money.
Yeah, it's very funny. I want to get one of those rings really bad, though.
You're going to have to say the hard R word on the show to get into that inner circle. So
It's true. They do say the hard R.
You have
Well,
to
they
turn
don't say it anymore.
Doesn't matter. They did it.
Yeah. Well, how? Not they didn't. Hulk Hogan did.
Yeah, Bubba sat there like, that's my bestie. I give that motherfucker a ring.
He did. He did. But then he also fucking, released that sex tape that Hulk Hogan made. So
didn't he want him to? I don't know the story behind that, to be honest.
Oh, it's a whole
I don't
thing.
care about that. I mean, just Man, there should be a way to like obliterate those people.
No, not yet. I get so much content.
Yeah, they should be in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, the rings are so ugly. I just looked at it.
All right, next call.
Yep.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, this is Hank in Los Angeles.
What's up, Hank? How's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys? Brian, give Squid Game a shot. I think you'll be okay with it. I was skeptical myself, and I gave it a try. I use English dubs, and it's okay. It's worth the watch. I think you'll dig it.
Oh, I only like subs. I can't look at dubs. That's crazy to me.
That's bullshit.
This is crazy to me. I can't do it. My brother watched it with dubs. I was like, what's wrong with you, dude?
I switched it so I could hear the actors' real voices, and then like read like the kind of mistranslated subtitles too. So I did both a little, but I switched back to the English dubbing just because but it's a very visual show. So like I find myself constantly distracted reading. And anyway, yeah,
it's funny.
The thing with any
the English dubs always sound like the guy looks like Duke from G.I. Joe or something to me. Every time I hear English dubs on something, it just is always like, hey, buddy, how's it? Like, I don't know. There's something weird about the voiceover, but I wouldn't make fun of him because I would take a job in a second doing dubs. That would be the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. Well, your best option is to learn. Your best option. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Finish.
Oh, let's say your best option is to learn Korean. So but that's much harder than either of the two that we're talking about. But I think it's a good show.
I'm going to go that direction, though.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good entertainment.
Yeah. On your wall. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I watched dubs too. I took the position that subs were superior only to look down upon people. But once I released myself from that prison, like, you know, if it's 2 a.m, it's hard to read. You know, if I wanted to read, I would get a fucking book out, you know. But like, I'm trying to watch this Swedish fucking dark comedy, you know, or this Japanese horror movie, and I just would want you to say the words that I know, please. Like, that's all I need.
Yeah. I feel okay with but I guess you're right, because I watch a lot of this stuff in bed while I'm waiting to fall asleep, and I'm all high and fucking taking my nighttime medicine, and sometimes I'm one eye open.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing what Katie calls it camera 1, camera 2.
Right.
I'm doing a camera 1, camera 2 situation. So, I
mean, I like to do. I mean, I still enjoy them both, but like, you have to be able to go both ways. Like, if you're really excited to watch the show and you're like, oh, I can't watch it because I have to watch it in subtitles. It's like, why not? Just do it. Do it. Give into dubs. Give into the double.
I just can't do it, dude. So, it's okay though.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I'm not trying to even look down on people who watch with dubs. I just always feel like the guy's voice is always the male voices at the very least sound like ultra American, like in a way that even like Americans don't sound.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, oh, hello son.
Yeah, there's a bit of that in this one, but that's true. That's true for all of them, honestly. Yeah, there's no great solution, honestly, but yeah, it's a good show.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
I wanted to call. I jazz up pizza too. I just I don't know, that's not why I called, but Brett said it at the beginning. You can treat frozen pizza like Boboli. Just put shit on it. It's great.
Yeah,
that's a good move. I just highly recommend that. Totally. Brian, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got nothing to say. I'm boring.
What were you gonna say?
Brian, you said you mentioned the IATSE stuff a little bit earlier at the beginning, mentioning it's like they work 12-hour days. It's actually 14. Apparently, this deal that was reached this weekend, which has still yet to be approved, and seems to be pissing off everybody in IATSE, allows for 10-hour turnaround times, which means 14-hour days. And that also probably means like you got to pack up when you're done, go home, eat. So it's like if you finish work at 9 p.m., you got to be back at work at 7, which is horrible. It's terrible. So there's a lot.
Do you know people that are in the industry? Are you in the industry?
Yeah, I actually almost joined IATSE as part of the Young Turks Union. I called you guys in the spring and told you a little bit about that a while back.
Yeah.
But so I'm like very kind of tangentially related to this world. I've done production work for like fucking really long hours, but no, I've never actually been in the like formal IATSE union. And just to be clear too, that the Young Turks Union is not subject to the basic agreement, which covers most of the film and the streaming shows and the big shows. They're like on the digital and internet side, so they have their own contract. It's different. But I got close to joining IATSE. I got laid off before the union came forward. But I actually, just on that note, the Young Turks Union finally ratified their contract last week after like 18 months of just horribly aggressive union busting starting out the gate with that. So that's a story that I can never can't shake. It was crazy. It was a big crazy experience. But yeah, so solidarity. If there's some striking going on, I'm going to head out and join the picket line.
I guess I wondered, earlier when we were talking about it, like, I was just kind of wondering, like, what is there a reason from their side that this, that like these days have to be this long?
On the
not on the Yahtzee side.
The explanation. No, I know what you mean. Like, why do the bosses force everybody to work so long? You're saying?
Yeah, like, what is their reasoning that you have to work 14-hour days?
Well, other than the disconnect between the billionaire fuckheads that run these, vampire corporations who don't have any idea how any of the work actually gets done, the reasoning that I've heard makes sense. Not that it's okay, but is that location costs are high, or they can only have location. Mm-hmm. It's usually about trying to maximize their usage of a certain location.
Right.
And I think weather can also play a role sometimes in those sorts of pressures.
Yep.
So we got to get this shot done. We can't afford this hotel. We're going to lose the room on Sunday if we don't shoot 16-hour days, all week or something like that. That doesn't make any of it okay. It's still, and they really play on the whole, earn your way into the industry because it's always been this way kind of thing. And people are so desperate to get into this business and they have such a passion behind them that they show up and they're willing to put their bodies on the line and put their mental health, and it hurts their families. It hurts their connections. And yeah, there you go. I could ramble, but go ahead.
That's what I was asking.
It's to spend less money. I mean, it's really, like every single time you add a day to it, like there's a ton of fucking costs associated with that.
Holy fuck.
But they're also making these are the people that are making incredible amounts of money. There is enough to spend more on like shooting time.
More employees.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 people.
Yeah.
Right. That would help.
Fat Sapphire in the chat said, I've worked 30 hours straight day when we did the Super Bowl in Atlanta. We worked 16 to 20 hour days for 5 days straight. That's fucking
unacceptable.
Nuts,
yeah, that's
man.
That's a hazing ritual. That's not like real life. I mean, I would only be able to pull one of those off. I did that when I had my kid. Like, that's the only time I ever have the energy to do something like that.
That's true. Yeah, like in those early days when your kid's born and you never get like more than 3 hours of sleep at a time.
I did solidarity feeding with my wife. So every time she got up, I would get up with her and I would just be standing there like a fucking zombie, not awake, but like upright and trying to form words and all of that. Yeah.
Me and my wife did it another way because we're dumb, where every other day no, it wasn't every other day. What it was Brian stays up late, Katie gets up early.
Yeah.
So basically I would stay up until like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Katie would get up at 4 a.m. and handle whatever happened at 4.
Yeah.
And like, it was just kind of like, I was such a zombie. I was working 8, 9, 10 hour days on, 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So,
and this is work. It's like doing it for your baby, like doing it for your child is like, you can find the grit and determination. Doing it for like a shoot on a fucking commercial is fucking stupid. Like unnecessary. No one should suffer for any of that crap. Any entertainment garbage, nobody should be fucking suffering.
Oh my God, Fat Sapphire said this. It was all for a Hall of Famer event and a private Daughtry concert for the VIPs. We're working that many hours for a Daughtry concert.
Yeah, and you get arrested if you let your kid die. So it's like there's lots of good motivations, plus all the evolution and stuff.
There's tons of it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I can't hear you anymore. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's,
sorry, guys. My ear went out. Hold on.
that happens.
It happens.
Mine
the best
did the
of
same
us.
thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to say, you guys can hear me?
We can hear you. Yep.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Howdy.
My apologies. My setup here is failing me. Yeah, it's all really exploitative, obviously, and the whole industry needs a big change. So I'm not surprised to see how much anger there is right now at the deal that's been proposed. So there's some sort of voting process that's going to go on, but you know, I'm hoping to see a strike. It'll be great to see that.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, in the way that it would affect things that I like, I don't want to see a strike, but I do want to see a strike if it has to happen. You know, I don't want anybody to get
right.
I don't want them to take any less than the best possible deal that they can. But I also want to be able to watch wrestling.
True. Yeah. I used to do camera operator work for like local MMA fights. So I was like on the production crew, but I also like was a cameraman on the cage. So I would stand on this cage. It was not MMA. It wasn't like UFC. It wasn't high up level. It was like local farm team kind of MMA. And those were just brutal. Like production work is hard. It is physical. It is risky. It's just, you know, it's just tough on your body. And this wasn't any union work or anything. So it'd be like a 14-hour day and I'd get paid like $150, which is bullshit. And then you're driving home exhausted. And I did that like once every few months, maybe, when I was doing it. Getting blood splattered at you from the MMA fights. That was like one of the few benefits. I was like, it was just
I would love to be that
That's a whole different angle of that.
Yeah,
dude, I could reach out and grab him if I wanted to and get my ass beat.
I would love to be that close to a fight like that. That would be incredible.
We gotta go.
It made me respect that sport. Being like on the cage, leaning over, like it made me respect it because, and the reason is because they respect each other so much. Almost every fight that ended, the fighters always showed a tremendous amount of respect, and I can't imagine them not doing that because everybody seems to sort of, you know, you're in the end once you're like beating the shit out of somebody or having a crap kicked out of you in a cage, you kind of have to respect the person when it's over.
Yeah, honor amongst warriors.
Yeah, that's a side note.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you gotta do Ohio Combat League.
They don't hate each other. Yeah, they don't hate each other. They're just, I love it.
They're just desperate for a man's touch, and they can't do it tenderly, so they have to beat it out of each other.
Yeah, that's why I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Or a cameraman's touch, which is what I could offer. But
you just reach down and like tickle their back a little bit.
Oh, I would do that.
Yeah. Like go wipe a little blood off their shoulder, maybe straighten out a tendril of hair.
Dude, cup a motherfucker's elbow. Just cup somebody's elbow real quick. It just, oh my God, it gets me going.
Cup an
Totally.
elbow.
Oh yeah. When somebody touches you like that, like they want to get down.
All right.
They do. Yeah. Ice down. I would take a razor blade and just like cut open the swollen eye and it would spurt out all over the place. But that was, that's because I was a good cameraman. That was what it was.
Yeah.
Weird job.
Yeah,
but
it's fun though.
But the production work is just fucking crazy and hard. So like they deserve a lot more for these shows that we all love and enjoy. And there's going to be compromises when they finally do reach an agreement, but there's no way that they can't do this better. Like hiring more people, like you said. Like why? It's like these people have to work 2 full jobs just to maybe someday down in the distant future have a hope of getting above the line, which is like where the kind of contracts are totally different, and that's where all the, it's very much like a ruling class being catered to kind of thing, and a lot of hope labor, which is nonsense. So
yeah, for sure. I think like Yeah, I think it sucks that like they can't just double up on the hiring. I mean, they're already spending an astounding amount of fucking money. They're making a fucking crazy amount of money.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking hire 2 people to do the one person's job, and boom, you got yourself a fucking thing, you know? And when we talked to the person from IATSE that called in a couple weeks ago, it was like they kind of said that the production companies or whatever would say like, well, you know, you get a shorthand with a crew, but it's like, have them all come in on the first day and then fucking figure it out from there. It's not that hard, dude. People, I mean, I'm not saying the job's not that hard, but people fucking work, people run restaurants. There are fucking 24-hour-a-day businesses all over the place where they don't have the same person work 14 hours and then another person cover the other 10. So
Good point.
yeah,
Right. Like, yeah, it's just not, we don't have that culture. We don't have a culture of like a handoff or like a siesta in the afternoon where the second shift comes in and and they take a break and transfer, you know, the work just sort of shifts over. There's a minor one nuance to that, and I'm not defending this, but it is worth mentioning. Like, there's a lot of secrecy on movie sets and shows, so they have to have all sorts of NDAs and what you're allowed to know about the script, and so in that way, there's an incentive to keep the circle as small as possible. That doesn't excuse any of this behavior, but that is a thing that people might not realize too, that other industries might not have to the same degree of intensity.
yeah,
there's no reason.
If one NDA, if one NDA works, then 2 NDAs will work. You know,
of course.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope they get everything they want, and I hope they don't have to strike. But if they do, again, I hope they get everything they ask for.
Same. I was hoping to be out with them tomorrow. Actually, I have a day off tomorrow, but yeah. Well, hey, I'll let you guys go. And I'm sure there's other people in the queue. I had to fall off Patreon for a stretch. I ran out of money and had a meltdown, and you know, had a weird summer.
Yeah.
But I'm
like
excited
mine.
about Shocktober, and I grew up outside of Chicago and listening to Howard mainly. But Mancow was around, and man, what a fucking dumb shit that guy is. Like,
Well,
I never really listened, but if I met somebody who did, I knew they were a fool. It was.
well,
just,
I got a
so
name
I'm
for you.
look-
I got a name for you.
Hit me.
When you do get to hear the season. The Grease Man, Doug
Okay.
Tract. Wait till you hear that episode. You will not like him very much.
Yeah, and you don't have to be on the
You-
Patreon. We'll put it in the store when it's over.
Yeah, we're gonna drop it in the store as soon as we're done.
Oh, I signed back up for $1 a month. I'm pulling in a hefty paycheck. I'm not at all now. But I can swing $1 for this stuff. You guys deserve it. You put a lot of work in it. Brian takes
Appreciate
those long walks, breaks a bunch of branches and trees. You guys deserve it.
I do that.
So,
I do be doing that.
Good to talk to you.
Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah,
Peace.
you're welcome. I'll call you again. Bye.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ready for last call?
Yep.
Last call to end them all. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Well, it's everyone's friendly favorite Dr. Awesome.
It's very loud where you're at.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, I turned it on the record. It's the goddamn Rolling Stones, guys. Give me a break. It's
All
Dr.
right.
Awesome.
How's it going, brother?
How are you? Oh,
Doing the
man.
show? Trying to
It's
get out of
going.
work?
Well, okay. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys late. I'm actually watching the Steeler game. Pittsburgh love. Oh, wait, hold on. We're going for a field goal. Give me a second. Oh, hey, all right, cool. We got it. All right, how you guys doing tonight? I have a few notes, actually, I took from the show. I got a note for Sam Knight. Fucking love District Sentinel. That's actually where I got my news from. He should really, it's around Halloween time, he should talk to kids in the neighborhood to egging and toilet papering the cop's house.
Yeah, I don't have kids do that, and also you don't want to be in. You don't. I mean, I think you got to do that yourself.
You do. Kids
I
don't do
mean,
that
if
shit.
you
Kids
give
will
them,
tell.
if you give it,
Kids will tell.
it's Halloween. You give them the extra large candy. You give them the extra large candy bar. They'll get the note. If they're
Okay.
criminals, come on. We were all criminals growing up.
It's one way. Yeah, that is an option. It
Yeah,
works.
that's just an idea. Or just sign a cop up for Fish of the Month Club, where just find out when he works and make sure the fish sits there in the sun if it's a warm place. There's also other things you can do to like fuck with like people's addresses, like sign them up for STD awareness things, especially if they're a property owner and they aren't living in that property. If they have mail coming to that property under their name, that just like, I don't know, just like makes that person look questionable. It's something I've done to fuck with capitalists.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's an option.
I don't know. Anyway, what do you guys want to hear? I've got a cop wedding story about how cops fucked with me. I've got a small business tyrant story about how I got fired. I'll also help you guys sell drugs on the Appalachian Trail.
We can't do that publicly.
Yeah, that's against the law, sir.
It's
against the law to sell drugs.
No.
sir.
I'll give them out for donations. It'll be like the Hare Krishnas. I'll buy a bunch of Bhagavad Gitas.
All right. Maris in the chat says the firing story.
All right, firing story. So I was working for that company, and I think I called in and told you guys about we got this huge server hack, and we lost a bunch of business.
Mm-hmm.
So I get taken into an office one day, or they asked me to go in to work and show up in the office. And this is after I got robbed, and like I was not sleeping well. They showed me an email that I wrote like out of delirium, which I was like, "Who wrote this?" And they said, "You did." And read through it, and I'm like, "Well, he did bring up a lot of good points about severance, and maybe this isn't a good fit." Mind you, I've been with this company for 15 fucking years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they give me a probation interview. Here's the best part that they fucked up. They didn't have me sign any documentation that this meeting ever happened, which is probably better for them because the end of the interview, the new guy who's like the salesman and president that bought into the company said, "Maybe you should settle down, meet a nice girl, have some children." Which I don't think that's something you can say to an employee.
I mean,
I don't know.
I say it to
Everything-
every one of our employees.
I would say
all
that's
the
the
time.
overarching theme that dictates most of life.
Yeah, but like your boss can't tell you that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
think they can.
Whatever.
They can get away
I
with
mean,
whatever
I
they
feel like
want.
it's like that's true. We do live in a work for hire state. Anyway, doesn't matter. So a couple weeks later, I get a phone call. I was going to go into the office, but the day before, I got a call from a former coworker who's like, "Free ticket to see Alanis Morissette in Cincinnati. Can you make it down there?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah. Let me work late tonight, work early tomorrow," which I do. But I get a call on the early tomorrow, and I called one boss who said, "Yeah, work late, make sure everything's in order. You can go to Alanis Morissette."
Meet a nice girl,
Because,
have a kid.
duh. Hey, if that nice girl's Alanis Morissette, I will definitely have her kid. You ought to know. That's
She
ironic.
wouldn't go with you.
Ooh. Ouch,
Sorry,
ouch.
she
Those
was
are
already
bad
with
jokes.
Ryan Reynolds, who played Deadpool, who is like the biggest catch you can get.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
I'm no Ryan Reynolds.
He's a handsome
No,
guy.
she was with Uncle Joey though. Anyway,
Okay.
so I get canned the next day, and I still go see Alanis Morissette. Here's the reason I got canned. This company isn't getting their volume back, and they wanted to scare everyone that like works there. So how do you scare them? Fire the only person. It's a small business. Fire the one person who no one thought would get employed. I've been there fucking 15 years. Like I get away with a lot of bullshit because I'm a bullshitter. But yeah, they canned me, guys. I got canned, and it was great because like luckily I didn't go into the office that day, because if I drove down to German Village and got fired, I'd be really pissed off, because I'd be like, why did you make me waste my time?
They always
Luckily, I was
love to
working
do
from
that
home.
though. They love to fire you in person, so that they like to fire people at the end of the day a lot of times.
But yeah, fuck all of that bullshit. Like, they called me. I was like, well, this sucks, for about 15 minutes. And then, like, calls started pouring into my phone. And, I realized, fuck the fucking small business tire industry. I'm going to work for, like, random bars and do bar backing.
Works.
I'm getting into the service industry. 35 years old, getting into the service industry. And I like it.
That's worth a shot, right? Tough work. Well, Dr.
Well,
Awesome, thank you for calling. We are.
Yeah, it's the end of your night. You just have a great night.
You
Yeah,
too,
peace
buddy.
out.
You
Yeah.
too.
Well, don't do it. Hey, I'll see you.
Dr. Awesome.
That's the guy. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Everyone that did. We'll be back next week. We're
back
moving.
Wednesday.
Huh?
Yes, the show is going to start earlier.
The
At
call-in show.
The call-in show.
Well,
Yeah,
and
the other show
too.
already is.
Yeah.
8. It's going to be at 8 next week. We start at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. next Sunday. Street Fight call-in radio. I'm staying up all night if I have to be up at fucking 8 a.m.
Yeah.
There's no way I could just get up and be ready.
I haven't been up at 8 a.m. in quite a long time.
I did that Worst Week Yet podcast, and they recorded at like noon, and I felt completely... I don't know who recorded that show. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Was
Chapo
it me?
records a lot of time at 4 p.m. And that's early for me, but it's not too bad when I do their show. And I'm trying to think of who else does during the day. Oh, YKS does during the day too. But they're nice enough. They know that me and Brett are fucking losers or insane people.
Yeah.
And they kind of... They record us second. Like, so they do a noon show and then they record us at like 2 or 3.
Yes, for those in the chat, it's 8 p.m. It will be 8 p.m. that we start the call-in show next Sunday. We're probably going to go for 2 hours just to keep it in a way that doesn't fuck with my sleep too much.
But the reason we're moving it to 8 is so that we can go... Like, if we need to go over 2 hours, we can.
Yes.
That's why we're putting it at 2 hours. But if things are popping off and things are going off, we're not going to fucking leave right at 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't want to guarantee. We can't guarantee 3 each week. It's hard to work around and prepare for and all that. So, yeah. Also, I did want to mention I had a good week, and I went and got tattooed on Thursday. So if you're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Evan at Cyclops Tattoo, spelled Kyklops, Kentucky Clops Tattoo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Evan there did an amazing job on my leg, and I loved it. And also some good news this weekend. I had a girl do the airplane with me while I was naked.
Oh, okay.
It was something that's never happened to me in my life before.
Okay.
But I just want to share good news for the week.
I'm getting my eyebrow pierced.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Really?
Probably this week.
Yes! Really?
I'm 90% sure.
Dog, it's so hard. You look hard as fuck if you get it.
I think I'm going to do it. Because my daughter wants to get some helix thing, a double helix.
Okay.
Which is a piercing. I don't know really what it is, but she wants to get a double helix.
That's an ear thing.
Yeah, and I said, I'll get my eyebrow pierced. So I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking be a 42-year-old man with an eyebrow piercing.
I would never tell a young person to do it because it leaves like a fucking scar forever that everybody knows. Right, but that's what I mean. Like, you are getting it because like you're that dude. Like, I can have my fucking eyebrow pierced.
Yeah, I can. That is true. Also, like I can't get in trouble for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to take it out to like further your career.
No. Nope.
Like, I remember when I was doing the stuff at the insurance company, I used to wear plugs in my ears that were silicone, and that were the same color as my flesh for like meetings and all that shit. And I remember when we toured in Denver and like everybody had fucking stretched ears, and I was like, this is the easiest way to know someone isn't a cop. Like,
Yeah.
this is just like shorthand for like, I make bad decisions, you know, or like I'm a stupid person. And like, that's who I want to be more than like, I'm hiding this. I'm a rock and roller that hides it while I wear a fucking tie during the day.
I'll
like,
tell you
I
what.
broke free of that. I'm not hating on anybody that's living that lifestyle, but I broke free and like, I'm never going back.
I had a buddy who
I'm about to get my nipples pierced again, I think.
had his eyebrows pierced too. He had his eyebrow pierced. And when he was working with me at the cable company, he was a longtime friend, but we were both working there at the time. And the motherfucker cut a little piece of weed whacker stuff, the string, and stuck it in there. That's what he used.
Oh, a
to keep
spacer.
it
It's called a
open.
spacer.
Yeah, but it was a motherfucking
Yeah.
weed whacker string.
Yeah.
It was so weird, man. But yeah, he stretched his eyebrow piercing, which is stupid.
That's really crazy.
yeah, because it.
Stretched nose is wild. It looks sick, but like, man, that's hard to commit to stretch nose.
Well, when I got mine done, when I had it done before, it was on I like the barbells
Uh-huh.
because I like the.
What about the pointed spikes on each end?
I don't know what those are. I have to look at that. But
Like,
I like
anodized metal, like a red metal with like a devil spike or something on
I'll have
both
to look.
sides?
Yeah, but I was getting the ones with the. I had the barbells and it migrated out because the balls were up against my thing, and I just kept getting it caught on like the couch, which is
Seatbelts.
exactly
You
what.
have to watch out for seatbelts, dude.
It's exactly what old people would yell at me when I got it done. Like, you're going to get, how do you not get it caught on your pillow or the couch? And I was like, don't stick your eye on the couch. But then after a while, I just started cranking my eye on the fucking couch. And like, it just started to go boom, boom, boom. And you can see a little bit more of the bar every few weeks. And I just was like, I'm just
It's
gonna
out.
take the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gwen wants to get something, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go. I'll do it. I'm gonna fucking finally do it again.
I love it.
But I already have holes. Like,
Yeah, just
they'll probably
just the guidelines.
yeah.
Just toss it back in.
I mean, now I have more money than I did before. Maybe I'll just get it done twice right away.
One of my favorite, one of the best things when Erica, when we were in Dallas, she talked to her job and she said she could get her nose pierced again, and she took it out like forever ago to like be a part of these like stuffy architecture firms and stuff, and then like her getting her nose re-pierced was like just the biggest vindication of like reckless lifestyle. Like, you know, I'm being a renegade forever. I'm going back to it. I gotta fucking have this metal in my fucking face.
Yeah, Gwen Gwen said I'd like to get my nose pierced, but I'm afraid it'll look bad on me. And I was like, well, you can know what it is gonna look like, you dingus.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's only about trends. It's like depends when you were born whether you do it on like the nostril or the septum. I mean, I don't know.
She wants
I don't,
a nostril.
She wants nostril. Yeah, I want one too. I want a little tiny gold ball to put on the side of my nose.
Yeah, I always wanted the lip, the sad boy lip, when I was younger, but I never got it.
I almost did it at Virginia Beach. I got really close, and they were like, "You're gonna have to wait 2 hours," and I was just like, "Yeah, I'd rather just go party instead. Like, I'm not gonna wait."
I call it the sad boy lip because it always looks sad when you have a hoot right here in your lip. It just makes you look like a sad boy.
You know, actually, I did read, like, somehow I was at a dentist when I was in my 20s, and I read a pamphlet about, like, mouth piercings fucking up your gum lines and stuff, and it was, like, enough for me to be like, I'll stay away from that. You know?
I mean, every motherfucking person, every girl that I graduated with, and most of the guys had their tongues pierced.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dude, I've been dealing with more piercings, and I like them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, let's, this is new piercing,
It'll happen. It'll happen. I'll look great.
Storyline.
I will show people my piercing because you'll be able to see it on camera.
You'll be looking over your shoulder and like flashing it so it like glints in the light and everything.
Yeah, I want people to see it, of course. I'm
Yeah.
not just getting this done so I can, hide it. And again, you're right. I can be about that life. I can have anything I want in my face. I can get it pierced through here and here.
Yeah.
Know?
And then here's the thing. Like if somebody tells you like what you gonna do, like if you get in a fight or something, you just pull your knife out and you flick it and it says, "Do I look like I fight?"
Yeah, that's not like, yeah. I mean, my favorite thing is
No,
like,
people used to get them splattered. Like people, like I mean, yeah, you can't roughhouse.
my
too much.
favorite thing was like, how are you going to get a job? Like, what if you need a job without it in your eye? And my answer to that would be, if they pay me enough money, I'll fucking take the thing out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not married to having it. I mean, nobody's going to pay me what it would take to get me to take something like that out of my face either, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm living freedom life.
I love it. That's the way to be.
All right.
Why not?
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.
Get on that Patreon. Listen to Shocktober. Bubba the Love Sponge this week. A lot of Hulk Hogan audio. So
Yeah, Policeman made a splash. It's Bubba this week. Head to patreon.com/StreetFightWCRS. Find us on all of the social medias. We're Street Fight Radio on Twitch. Thank you to Hassan for sending a bunch of people our way. We really appreciate that. I had no idea you even knew who we were. You probably don't, but still.
it was still nice.
It was still nice. And the
think
people
it's
were
nice.
good. The people throw cash. I like that.
That's
Motherfuckers
nice.
throw cash.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want to hear more Ohio rednecks talking about shit, head to your podcasting app, subscribe to Street Fight, or we're live 2 times a week. Like we do this 2 times a week, and we're here, and we're